We need more from Austin Reaves. And if we're gonna pay you $200 million, like, goodness gracious. I've never seen an NBA player make $200 million and never score more than 23 points in an NBA playoff game. I've never seen that. I can't think of a player that's done that. Welcome into another episode with Lake Show Jerry. Today, we're going to talk about it. I think it's time. But before we get there, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you follow the channel, share the channel with anybody you know that's an NBA fan. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and I need your help. So like the video, share the stream, hype the video, do anything, leave a comment, help a brother out. But today, we're going to be talking about my LA Lakers and specifically Austin Reaves. But before we get to Austin, let me say I am very, 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 very proud of my LA Lakers. A season that could have went south at so many turns. The beginning of the season, Luka got injured. The beginning of the season, Bron was hurt with sciatica. The beginning of the season, Austin went down with, I think, an ankle injury. The beginning of the season, we had no Marcus Smart for a while. We had no Vando for a while. We kind of just toughed it out. And I think JJ Redick deserves a lot of credit for that. I think in a season where we weren't looked at as the favorites, as the season went on, I think the team gave the fan base a lot more confidence, especially after that surge that Luka had in March. And I will say the most exciting thing about this season was that period of March from Luka, right? But it also confirmed and gave me confidence that we have the real Luka Doncic again. Last year was a little shaky. He came in overweight. He came in on an injury. When he did start playing, he wasn't playing like to Luka standards. Even in the playoffs against Minnesota, that wasn't the real Luka either. Like he didn't like Luka's not a player with a lot of bursts, but like you can see when it's not there. You can see when he's hampered, and he's even slower than usual. I'll put it that way. And his shot wasn't falling this season early on, but he was still able to get to the free throw line a lot. This offseason, he went through a diet change, a lifestyle change, really, because he said he just stopped eating certain things and started taking care of his body. And he implemented something that he wants to continue to go with, like for the rest of his career, which was really encouraging to hear. And like the last, I would say 6 or 7 months from Luka has been super encouraging because he did go through the summer, change his body. He went and played for his national team, and he looked amazing. He even on that national team was playing some defense, which had me encouraged for the NBA season. Now he started off slow defensively, but even during the season, he picked up his defense when like the team was actually whole and healthy. So there was a lot of takeaways from the season that even though we didn't talk about it as much, or the media didn't talk about it as much, or just NBA fans in general didn't point it out as much because everyone expectations for us were a seventh seed, eighth seed, at best a sixth seed team. So the expectations were in there, and they also were kind of down on Luka, which we've seen the ebbs and flow of that throughout this season. But I will say JJ did an amazing job. LeBron, once he got back and was healthy, he did an amazing job, especially these last few months. Austin Reaves, even during the season, Austin looked like a player that you would want to max out during the season. Because there were times where Luka was out, Brown was out, and it was just Austin and the Pips. And Austin was hooping. So, like, this video kind of pains me because I've seen the highs of Austin. And I've seen what Austin can do. But before I even get there, I want to say congratulations and kudos to Luke Kennard. He got us through a first round NBA playoff series. You heard that right. Luke Kennard got us through an NBA first round playoff series. That could have been Gabe Vincent, but shout out to Rob Pelinka for getting us Luke Kennard and robbing the Hawks who also was played a big part in Marcus Smart played a great part in that series. LeBron, of course. Now LeBron's at time he showed in his age this season. There were times where I personally thought like, yeah, this is it. I thought he was gonna announce his retirement during the season. If I'm being honest, I thought that stretch where we were going to New York and Cleveland was when he was gonna announce his tour. But um, he said, "Nah, I still got something in the tank." He's literally been saying that all season, and this playoffs he's actually proved that. Like the first round series versus the Rockets, I wouldn't say was like the craziest of series, but all things considered, like no Austin for the most part, no Luca the whole time. You're starting games with Luke Kennard, Marcus Smart, Rui, and Aiton, and you're getting it done versus what I thought was a better Houston Rockets team. Like, of course, KD only played one game, and outside of that game, the Rockets struggled massively to score. But it was really cool to see LeBron like be the best player in the series at 41. Like I keep saying this, but if LeBron is your GOAT, I understand. Like there's nothing you can take away from LeBron at this point. Like anything you say or name NBA wise, he's done it. And he's done it to the highest level. And he's done it for literally 23 years. Like, there's nothing you can say about this guy. Shout out to Rui, the sniper. I seen a stat the other night that for his playoffs career, he's shooting over 50% from three. Like, that's kind of insane given the amount of games he's played and like how he's asked to shoot a lot of threes. But yeah, shout out to Rui. Rui was big in that Rocket series. Luke was big in that series. Marcus was big. Jackson Hayes was big. Bronny outscored an NBA team whole bench by himself in a playoff game. LeBron, bruh, this goes to LeBron's GOAT case, bruh. I don't care. I'm a Kobe guy, and I'm still saying this goes to LeBron's case for the GOAT. His son outscored an NBA team off the bench by himself. Now, granted, it was only 5 points, but that 3-pointer and that alley oop from his dad was more points than that entire Rockets bench scored that game. So he did that. There's nothing you could take away from him. He did that. So Bronny came in, was giving us good minutes in the games he's played. Um, Jake LaRavia, sir, it would be nice if you showed up to the NBA playoffs, man. It would be nice if you proved that you were an NBA player. It would be nice if you did not look like a G leaguer, bruh. You have been terrible. And it's not even terrible like with expectations on it. This is me having no expectations for you, and you are terrible still. Like the bare minimum is, hey, catch the ball on a break and dunk the ball. I'm not even sure you're gonna do that. Hey, NBA player, make a wide open 3-pointer in the corner. I'm not sure you can do that. Hey, NBA player, off a swing with an advantage, can you create an advantage for someone else off the dribble? I'm no longer sure you can do that. And it's like, what happened? Are you injured? And nobody's really said anything? Is it mental? Like, you've literally been the worst playoff performer in the NBA this season for somebody that gets minutes. Like, I hope it gets better these last few games over against OKC, but bro, it is terrible. I expect better, Jake. But all in all, JJ Redick, amazing game plan against the Rockets. Granted, the Rockets had some flaws, some major flaws, but he did a great job. The second half of the season, the first half of the season, really, the entire season, JJ to me, if not for Luca getting hurt at the very end and Austin getting hurt during the season, LeBron starting off injured, I think the Lakers finish even higher and win more games, of course. So JJ's name is in that Coach of the Year race, but I know he's not gonna get any votes, but he should, man. Like JJ has been amazing. I didn't know what to think or expect, like anybody else. with JJ coming into the role of being a head coach in the NBA. But back to back 50-win seasons, your first two seasons in the NBA, people will say like, "Hey, yeah, he had Luca, he had Anthony Davis, he had LeBron James," but so like that would matter more to me if all those guys weren't injured as much as they were in these two seasons. Like when we got Luca, Anthony Davis was hurt, so we were already playing without our best player because Anthony Davis was our best player last year. We were already without that guy. Luca came, he wasn't ready to go immediately, so we were without him as well when we traded for him. This season, we went periods without all three of our best three players. So like JJ, you've been cooking, bro. And your name should be in that coach of the year title. You should be in there somewhere. And I will say, going forward, I expect to see Luke Kennard resign. I expect to see Marcus resign. I expect to see. I've been I've been against this the whole season, but after this playoff performance, I'm in on LeBron staying for the right price. Like it's still at the right place. Honestly, I've never been out for the right place price. To be honest, I've always said at the right price, Bron would be a Laker again. What that price is, I'm not sure anymore. Like I would have to see like how it plays out, but LeBron at the right price, I'm down for it. Now we will need another starting center because I don't think Aiton will be back. And to be honest, like we need to upgrade there. We're gonna need some upgrades at the forward positions. Wing defenders would be great. And then what we're here for, Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves is losing himself millions of dollars by the day. And I say by the day because these games are happening every other day now. So over the next week, every day he could be just losing millions by his play. Yesterday's performance was, I'm just going to be honest, it was pitiful. 3 for 16 in an NBA playoff game. You let a 41-year-old outperform you in the NBA playoffs. And he's been doing it kind of consistently. At 48 years old, at 41 years old, like no guy in his 40s should be outperforming the second best player on a championship team, allegedly. And that's who people think Austin Reaves is. Now, I once thought that, but I also have come to the realization over the last, I would say, 2 years, I've been hesitant. Last year, I kind of just like gave in and was like, Austin's not it. He came in the beginning of the season looking like an all NBA player. And I still was thinking, hey, come playoff time, I gotta see this. Even during the season, I gotta see it versus certain matchups. Like when we played Minnesota, I was looking to see like how does he play against a big wing who can move, who's athletic, and Jaden McDaniels. Now I will say, against Minnesota, there was a game where he hit a game winner. He was cooking. There was another game where he was literally dominating. So that was encouraging to see. And then we ran up against the Rockets later in the season because, like, the schedule minus the Christmas Day game, which he missed. I think he got injured early in that one. The next time we saw the Rockets were in March. And Austin did not look like Austin. Granted, again, I think he was coming off an injury even then. So, like, between the injuries in playoffs, come playoff time, and the bad play in the playoffs, it's starting to get to a point where I've lost all confidence in Austin Reeves being the second best player on a Luka Doncic driven championship team. Like, I honestly don't know if you can be the number two on any championship team because as I think about it, the top five players in NBA, if I put Austin Reeves next to them with the team that they're with now, like they're they're not contenders. I mean, they're contenders, but like it's because I'm thinking of Wimby right now. Next to Wimby, he would be on a contender because all the other parts are there. With Jokic, not contenders. He's not doing better than Jamal. With Luca, we see what that looks like. With who else? With Giannis, Bucks would be trash, and we will get to that. But and then Who would you say the fifth best player is? If you went Ant, Minnesota, remove Julius, I'm not liking it. Who else? Cade. Okay, with Cade, I think he might be up to something. Just because Detroit's defense and in the East, like you can make something happen. But outside of that, for this Laker team specifically, I don't think Austin can be our second best player. So I'm here to say that Austin Reaves, you've got 3 games left in this NBA season because, yes, the Thunder are about to sweep us. And the only way they don't sweep us is if you cook up a masterclass and for the first time in your NBA career, score more than 24 points in a playoff game. Even finding that out and seeing that on Basketball Reference today as I was going through some stuff, you've never scored more than 23 points in the NBA playoff game. Now, I will look at it both ways because, hey, yeah, you're not the number one option. But last year, you were the number 2 option. Years prior, you were given the ball as the number 1 in certain instances. With Darvin Ham, you came off the bench, but even still, like you still can't get 24 points or more. Like you're supposed to be able to do this. If I look at somebody like Kyrie Irving, I'm not going to see playoff series where Kyrie Irving just never scores more than 23 points when that's his role on the playoff team. There should be games where at this point in your career where you've scored 40 in a playoff game because the defense is not putting their best defender on you. They're not putting their second best defender on you most times because Luka and LeBron, even LeBron at old age, physically he commands a certain type of defender. So when you go up against the Rockets, Tari Eason is not guarding you. Amin might, but in a real series with full healthy guys, Amin's guarding Luka. Tari's guarding LeBron. So that would leave somebody like Jabari Smith Jr. or Josh Okogie or Kevin Durant to guard you. And even in that series when you first got back, they had those resources on Luke Kennard, Marcus Smart, and LeBron. And you still couldn't get off. Now, I won't be nasty and say, like, you can't because you just came from off injury. But again, this injury thing is just bugging me because either you're injured and you're trash or you're trash and you're injured. They're still there. Like, it's still happening. We need more from Austin Reaves. And if we're going to pay you $200 million, like, goodness gracious. I've never seen an NBA player make $200 million and never score more than 23 points in an NBA playoff game. I've never seen that. I can't think of a player that's done that. So if you're going to get that kind of money, you have to produce these next 3 games. You have to win us a game. And to be honest, even if you played amazing and we didn't win the game, it will still give the franchise, it will give the fan base hope that, hey, Austin figured it out. Now, if you go another game where you just look so lost, like you have never played the game before, there are wide open shots you're just clanking, you're turning the ball over with nobody like pressuring you, then that's it. I hope you learn Milwaukee, buddy, because you are gone. So again, 3 games left in this season. Unless you do something crazy and get us another game or another game or another game, push to 7. Maybe you become Austin Reaves of the regular season and we end up going 7 with OKC. Who knows? But what I do know is what we saw last night, we cannot see ever again. Literally ever again if you want to be in a Laker jersey. And I don't even think Rob could even like muster up faking it after that point if you did this again. If you do this again, all bets are off. It was cool. It was a fun run. Hometown hero. Second round, or actually, you would have been a second round pick, but undrafted to the Lakers. Off the bench to a starter. Starter to almost an all-star if you did get hurt. Honestly, if you didn't get hurt, you would have been an all-star. So that's what makes this more frustrating. Like you've shown us you could play at an all-star NBA all NBA level, but when it comes to the playoffs and you see wings that have athleticism, they just shut you down. And I, for one, am not okay with my second best player being shut down consistently like this. And me thinking, hey, we're going to win a championship. The last time I thought we could win a championship was with Bron and AD. And I didn't think anybody could shut either one of them down. I didn't think there was a matchup that we would walk into where I had to say, oh man, Anthony Davis ain't going to be able to get off on such and such. Oh man, LeBron's not going to be able to get off on such and such. I never felt that during that 2020 run. I never felt that even through the series that we won and the ones we lost ever with those two. So to have that feeling now where it's like, I know Luka can't be stopped. But I don't trust that Austin can get off against X, Y, and Z team. Minnesota. I don't trust it in the playoffs because I haven't seen it. OKC, I can't trust it in the playoffs because I haven't seen it. Even if we ran into Denver, is Peyton Watson going to like shut you down? Like, I don't know. If we ran into San Antonio, that four-headed monster in San Antonio defensively, I feel like they will, I know they will shut you down. So like, there's just no way you can continue to play this way and have the fan base have confidence. There are fans that are like still being naive to the fact, but I'm telling you right now, if you do not cook in these next 3 games, it's over. Like the whole fan base will just accept what we see. And maybe that leads to you re-signing. Maybe that leads to a trade. But I guarantee you it will not lead to you making $180 to $200 million. I guarantee that. So hopefully you figure it out. Hopefully you cook up something to where we win multiple games off of you giving us a masterclass. But until we see it, Austin, we need you. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you tap in for the next episode of Lake Show Jerry. Peace.